Howdy everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I'm the Handy Monk. Today we're going to have a very special video. So it's Easter time, and today we're going to look at how to set up a proper Easter fire. So for our Mass tonight, we have to have a nice fire at the beginning of Mass. And so I'm going to show you how I set that up, how I get it configured, because there's a couple important keys to a good Easter fire that you want to make sure you get right. So let's get started. Alright, so here's the start of my setup. So I have a nice big, just sort of metal basin that I first positioned sort of where I want in front of the church. Huge shout out to the university students that helped me move this. That was key because this thing is obviously very heavy, so I had some dedicated students this morning that helped me move this out here in front of the church. And then I have, most importantly, several sets of charcoal in here. So this is just self-light standard charcoal, and this I've placed inside of a big metal container that I kind of made up, because what you want to do is you have to take some charcoals from the Easter fire and move those into the thurible to be used during Mass. And so I made this nice little can here that I stuck a nice coat hanger through, so that when the fire gets nice and hot, these charcoals are heated up very nicely. I can pick this up out of the hot fire, set it to the side, and get these charcoals out for the thurible. And so this is a little invention that I've put together here, which is kind of key. And then the key with an Easter fire is it doesn't have to burn very long, but you want it to burn hot and have a big flame. And so you want to pack it with lots of nice little, very flammable stuff that'll also burn up real fast, but not go out on you, because there's nothing more deflating than having an Easter fire that goes out before you're done. And so to help with that, I've gone out and I've collected a lot of different materials. So I've tried to get some very small sort of wood, a lot of dry stuff. Ooh, I've got some ants rolling around in there on this stuff because I grabbed some dead wood. But you want a lot of small wood, lots of small pieces, but you do need some big chunks that'll hopefully ignite for you and not go out too quickly. And so I've got all this stuff set up here, and I just want to try to pack the fire in such a way that I get the coals in this container nice and hot, get a nice big flame out of the top, and it's also easy to light. So I'll show you that in a second. Let me get started setting this up now that we've got the basics down. Alright, so here I've got it nice and packed pretty well with paper. It's hard to use too much paper, but you want to make sure you really get it all around, because you want the paper to go up under everything, and the paper's going to burn hot and fast, but not for very long. And then you want to stack little pieces of wood on top of it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and get started with next. So one of the things that's really good to do is you want to have somewhere where you can light this. So as I'm building it up, it's going to get harder and harder to get to the newspaper underneath. And so what I've done is I've rolled up a piece of newspaper, just taken some newspaper, and I've just rolled it into a nice tube. And then I'm going to stick it just in one of the corners. That way I have somewhere where I can come, and when it's time to light this, I have a nice piece that's just kind of stuck all the way at the bottom. But it sticks up really nicely right here, so it's obvious, and I can see it release it, and then I can light this, and it'll just burn all the way down. I can light both sides, and hopefully that'll catch everything on fire. So one of the difficult parts with an Easter fire is it's also not something you really tend to. So you want to make sure that you design it in such a way that everything will go up and hopefully catch and stay burning for long enough, because you don't really want to be poking at it and messing with it when the fire is burning because the service is starting. And so I've kind of set everything up here where I have, I've started placing some big pieces on top, which are above a lot of the little stuff I have below. And so though the little stuff is not accessible, hopefully my sort of wicks or light points on the side will catch, will go down, and everything will kind of light from the bottom, and these will catch for just long enough that we can get everything to light. And then I have, of course, you can see I've stood up my holder for my charcoals here, because my charcoals are nice and surrounded by lots of stuff that's going to burn, and so they'll get nice and hot there in the can. We'll be able to pull these out of the fire. I think I'm going to put a few more big pieces here on the side, and then this fire is just about ready to go. So here we have it. Here is our Easter fire. I think it's pretty much set. There should be plenty of fuel there to burn, so it's not going to go out. It should flame up really well, but also hopefully be burned down enough so that when the blessings are done, we're ready to pull the hot charcoals out. And so that's pretty much all there is to it. You know, you just want to make sure that you set it correctly, add enough fuel, give yourself a way to access the charcoals that you need, and then hopefully you'll have a really nice Easter fire. And it's also good, just for safety's sake, to make sure you have a nice jug of water nearby. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, but you're also probably going to want someone to put this out when you're done and go inside. So just have some water there for safety. So that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, on how to make a monastic Easter fire. If you did like it, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember to go out and kindle and enlighten, and happy Easter.